Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Fraser McKenzie here, and welcome to round 8 of the Extreme 1 Racing League. Ignore the title in the Twitch stream. For those that are watching on Twitch right now, ignore the title. It is not round 7. It is not Canada. It is round 8. It is France. Twitch, this is unacceptable. I have never had this issue until now. Yes, I am calling them out and shaming them publicly. Where's the Game of Thrones shame lady when I need her? Because this is unacceptable. You've never had this issue until now. You will let me change my title. You will never do this to me again. For if you do this to me again, you will never stop being shamed until you refuse to stop changing. Anyway, rant out of the way. Here we are for round 8 of the championship. Few drivers out on track, and once again we have a full grid this evening. Fantastic to see. Yeah, I've just had somebody in the asking why it's saying Canada instead of France. Again, I just said at the start of the stream, Twitch is being stupid and unacceptable by refusing to let me change the title. But nevertheless, yellow flags in Sector 3 already. Anthony Bauer in the Haas. Across the line on 131.6. And again, even on the desktop, it refuses to let me change the title. Twitch, you will fix this issue or I never use you again. Unacceptable. Where's Lemon Grab? I've lost count of how many times I've had to change this title yet. I've lost count of how many times I've had to change the title of the stream, and yet you still refuse to do so. Stupid piece of prehistoric junk. And yes, I'm talking about Twitch here. They probably won't be happy with me calling them out on the stream. But to be honest, I really do not care. Because you will not refuse to let me change my title. You will let me do so. You will never be junk forevermore. And what is letting drivers through. He's on an outlap. Willem Mare goes fastest with a 1:31.4. Waddington in the Renault, third with a 1:31.7. JBL in the Williams, 1:31.9. Romano, 1:32.7. Hubert, 31.8. He'll definitely have a point to prove after what happened last night in the elite race. Not only spinning out on the last lap, but also losing the race win and having to settle for second place. Yeah, like I said, he'll be out for a point to prove. He'll be out with a point to prove. The only drivers out on, the only drivers yet to set a lap time, Irving Diaz, but he's on track right now. We've got Javier, John Taylor, Hazelwood, and Brendan. They are the only drivers yet to set a lap time. And again, Irvin off the track. Why is he constantly slowing down for drivers? And he was on a hot lap as well. Just get a lap in. You can't keep doing that all session, otherwise you're going to have no time and you're going to end up starting. But he's not using any ERS. Why is that? That is really bizarre. Why is he not using any ERS? With John Taylor, meanwhile, there he is. So let's have a look at the standings in the championship at the moment. Once it decides to load. Why do I get the feeling technology hates me? So anyway, here we go. Owen Lewis still at the top of the championship with 78 points. He's currently 6th at the moment. Interestingly, on hard tyres. That's a very interesting call from him. Waddington 2nd with 67, and Willem Mare 60 points. JBL 56 points. And we've got Ryan DeLille in 5th with 53 points. Now here comes John Taylor. Across the line now. He goes 10th with a 1:32.8 in the Mercedes. There's Javier. In the Constructors' Championship, you've got Red Bull at the top with 150 points. Sport Pacer Racing points with 91. Haas with 87. Ferrari with 69. Then rounding up the top half of the field, it is McLaren with 68 points. Toro Rossos and Irving still yet to set a lap time. It was a very action-packed race in Singapore. We had 3 safety car periods. We still managed to complete the race within the 2-hour time limit somehow. And Irving finally gets a lap time in, and what a time it is, a 1:31.8. Then you've got Javier, 1:31.8. Which then leaves Hazelwood the only driver yet to set a lap time. And finally, hallelujah! Finally, after my latest refresh, the title has not changed. Hallelujah! Finally, took you long enough. It looks like Hazelwood has a couple of issues. Jorge, 31.3. So the order at the moment with 3 minutes to go. Jorge, Willem, Bauer, Waddington, Diaz, Hubert, Javier, JBL, Rian, and Brendan. That's your top 10. And you've got Taylor, Lewis, Romano, McGregor, Dixon, Ivan, Polini, Edwards. Oh, we've got 2 Edwards here. Tom Edwards and Lee Edwards. And then you've got Hazelwood. He comes across the line. He improves on his time, but it's not going to count. And Wallington just across the line, a 1:31.0. What a time that is. Great lap time from him. Hubert a tenth quicker than his lap time at the moment. Coming through the final sector now. Very smooth through the final corner. And he goes third at 31.357. 5 thousandths slower than Jorge. What a time that is. Everyone that's in danger of being eliminated is out on a lap at the moment. We've only had 3 different pole sitters. Wallington yet to get a pole position. He's got 2 wins under his belt. Owen Lewis has the most pole positions with 4. Mike Handel with 2, and Kyle Keegan, his only pole position coming from Monaco, but Kyle is not racing this weekend. Owen Lewis is. And Michael Handel isn't racing either. So there we go. We got Tom Edwards. He's out. Lee is out as well as Tom Edwards. Tom McGregor, he couldn't improve. He's out. Now it just leaves Hazelwood. Can he improve on his lap time? And no, he doesn't. He bails on his lap as well. So Tom McGregor, Hazelwood, Tom Edwards, Lee Edwards, so it's Tom McGregor, Hazelwood, Polini, Lee Edwards, and Tom Edwards as well. And Owen Lewis right at the end, managing to get himself fastest. And now you've got technical issues plaguing me once again. Fantastic, Twitch. Fantastic. I have no sound coming from the cars whatsoever now. Congratulations. You are now officially junk. But nevertheless, this is the part of the qualifying where strategy is going to come into play. Because the tyres you set your fastest lap on in this part of qualifying will be the tyres you start the race on in about 30 minutes from now. It seems like Twitch really hates me tonight. Nevertheless, we're with Ivan right now. The top 10 go through here. The slowest 5 will be eliminated, but they will get free tyre choice. But like I said, the winner, the top 10 will have to start the race on the tyres they set their fastest lap on throughout qualifying. Yellow flags in sector 3 already. And you guys can let me know in the chat. Do you feel Charles Leclerc? Do you feel Charles Leclerc was robbed of his race win today? Because personally, I certainly feel he was. Rian, first lap of this second part of qualifying with a 33.6, but Matt Dixon a 32.4. Ivan with 133.3. He goes wide there. JBL out on a flying lap now. He's been doing pretty well all season. We'll wait and see what happens here. Hopefully gets a good race result. He has been very consistent all season. Thrilling battle with Ivan at the beginning of the season. John Taylor with a 31.9. He goes into fastest at the moment. JBL with a 1:32.5. Great lap time from him. Hubert's out on a lap meanwhile. He's just started his. Coming through the final sector now is Hubert. Waddington and Lewis have yet to set a lap time as well. We're just over halfway through this part of qualifying. And Hubert goes fastest to 31.6. That's how you make a statement. Lewis with a 31.8. Here comes Waddington round the final corner, down the straight, DRS open. What's his time gonna be? A 1:30.940, 7/10 quicker. That's how you make a statement. So as it stands, it is Irving, Ivan, Rian, Brendan, and Willem Murray all going to be eliminated from this part of qualifying. Both Mercedes, a Ferrari, and a Red Bull, all in danger of being eliminated. Well, that's something you don't see every day. Yeah, like I said a few minutes ago, with regards to the Singapore Grand Prix earlier today, do you guys feel that Charles Leclerc was robbed of his win in Singapore today? You can let me know. You can let me know in the group chat because you can let me know in the stream chat because personally, yes, I feel he was robbed big time. And Bauer managing to get himself up into second with a 1:31.3. Wallington still fastest at the moment. Both Mercedes are out on track right now. They'll be out to try and improve on their times. But interestingly, both on mediums. And oh boy, Rian cutting it fine. Here we go, here comes Brendan. And Rian is on and out lap right now. Oh, he's cutting it fine. But he's only got a 10th to make up to get himself into the top 10 shootout. And he doesn't improve on his lap time. That's concerning. And he's retired. He's retired from the session. Brendan is not going to advance. There's about 10 seconds to go. Rian cutting it fine. And he's across the line. He's going to be able to do a lap time. Quiet alarm. And Irving, Ivan and Willem all out on a lap as well. They are only going to have one shot at improving their lap time. All in danger of being eliminated here. And there goes Willem Murray. Willem safe for now. JBL's retired. Oh, he's cutting it fine. Jorge's going to be eliminated. Irving's eliminated. Both Ferraris are not going to make it into the top 10 shootout. What's going to happen with Ivan? Ivan improves. He goes through. JBL in danger of being eliminated now. Rian is out. Is he going to improve? Yes, he is. JBL's out. So it's Waddington, Bauer, Hubert, Lewis, Rian, Taylor, Romano, Ivan, Dixon, and Mare all going through to the shootout. JBL, Javier, Jorge, Irving, and Brendan all eliminated. Well, that's definitely spiced things up for the top 10 shootout. And the return of the car sounds. Here we go. So this is it. Top 10 shootout time. Who is going to start on pole position? Owen Lewis will be aiming to get his 5th pole position of the season. 5 poles from 8 races. That would be very impressive. And Matt Dixon is the first driver out on track. Wallington, the only driver not out on track at the moment. Here we go. First flying laps of this part of qualifying. Again, Waddington, the only driver yet to come out onto the track. Waddington yet to get a pole position this season. Only Owen Lewis, Michael Handel and Kyle Keegan that have been able to get pole position this season. Now 1:32.8 from Matt Dixon. And of course we hear him on commentary for the Extreme 2 race later this evening. It'll be following straight after this. Anthony Bauer 1:30.8. Hugh Barrow 1:31.2. Romano 1:31.7. Rihanna 1:32.0. John Taylor coming across the line now. 31.6. He goes fourth. Owen Lewis coming through the final sector now. And Ivan 32.6 goes seventh. This might be very clever from Waddington, waiting until the track is very well rubbered in before going for his lap. And there we go, here comes Waddington onto his outlap. These Waddington and Owen Lewis, the only drivers yet to set a lap time. Here comes Waddington, ready to start his final lap. Let's ride on board with him. Down to turn 1, straight to turn 2. Not much time to think around this circuit. There's Matt Dixon on the right. And we've got turns 3 and 4. Little time to think. Not quite flat out for turn 6. Round turn 7. DRS wide open. All as you like at the moment. Johnny's in with a 1:30.727. And still to get a lap time in. Well, he's doing well at the moment. He's about a 10th up on his best lap time. But so far, so good. And Lewis is out on a lap now. Here we go. Well, he's on his out lap, I should say. And Willem Mare goes fastest at 1:30.3. Will he be able to improve on that lap time? And Matt Dixon's out. That's interesting. That means he'll be starting 10th. And still hasn't got a lap time. That's concerning. This will be his last chance to get that lap time in. Otherwise, you might as well kiss goodbye to that 5th pole position of the season. Looks like Lewis, the only driver that can seriously challenge Willem Mare for pole position. But here comes Lewis across the line, and he misses out! Willem Mare on the verge of his first pole position of the season. Ivan's dropped way back. Only Romano can challenge for that pole position, but it doesn't look likely. Oh, and he's out. Oh, he's out of fuel. He ran out of fuel at the end. Willem Mare with his first pole position of the season. Oh my goodness me. So here's the top 10. It is Willem Mare, Owen Lewis, Anthony Waddington, Anthony Bauer, Hubert, John Taylor, Romano, Ivan, Rian, and Matt Dixon. That's your top 10. And now, on to the race. So here we go, it is race day here, round 8 of the Extreme 1 Racing League. We are here at the Paul Ricard circuit in France. Population of about 67 million people, 27 different regions throughout the country, one of those regions being Corsica, birthplace of Napoleon. The track opened up on April 19th, 1970, nearly 50 years ago. 7 times the winner at the circuit has gone on to win the World Championship. One of those drivers being Alain Prost, who's the most successful at the circuit with 4 wins to his name. A 3.6 mile circuit, 2 DRS zones with 15 corners, 6 to the left and 9 to the right. Some of the actions those to look out for. The run down to turn 1, one of the shortest on the calendar. One of the longer runs down to turn 1 on the calendar. Bottas and Vettel from last year, and also from last year, turn 8, Raikkonen versus Ricciardo, and turn 11 last night. Hubert, he'll be out with a point to prove after his spin, not only costing him the lead, but also costing him the win at the same time. 3 tyre compounds with us this weekend. It is the middle compounds, the soft being the C4, the medium the C3, and the C2 for the hards. So it's time to go onto the grid now, and it's Willem Mare on pole position for the first time this season. Great stop, great job from him. Owen Lewis just missing out by a couple of tenths, but nevertheless, another front row start for him. Anthony Waddington, one of the championship contenders for Renault, in 3rd. Then you've got Anthony Bauer in 4th, and we've got Hubert in the Alfa Romeo with John Taylor alongside him. It's an all McLaren front row, 4th row with Romano and Ivan, followed by Rian. We've got 3 South Africans, 7, 8 and 9, and Matt Dixon rounding up the top 10. JBL, not what he would have wanted, but he'll be out with a point to prove with Javier alongside him. It's an all Ferraris on row 7 with Jorge and Irving. Brendan, not a good qualifying session for him. Tom McGregor in 16th, and then behind them you've got Hazelwood and Polini, and then on the back row you've got Lee and Tom, both Edwards. There you go. It's 29 to 30-second pit stop here to be able to make the stop and maintain position on the track. With the soft tyres, it's 18 to 20 laps on those. The mediums, 13 to 23 and 30 to 43 laps on the hard tyres. But it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out because it's a 50% race. You just see how things play out. We're just patiently waiting for everyone to get ready. And here we go, the driver's readying up now. And here we go. Here come the lights, and when they go out, it will be race time in Mount Waddington with an electric start. Already up into the lead, shuts the door on Lewis. He'll be having none of that. And Waddington comfortably into the lead. And oh, it looks like we've got front wing doors. Oh! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. All falling apart there. A Toro Rosso is off, a Ferrari is off, a Williams is off. My goodness me. All manner of carnage and drama at the start. And Borgay, though, also got an electric start as well, being able to avoid all that carnage. You've got to be careful. My goodness me. John Taylor had a okay start. Man Kitchen had a great start. Brendan. But it was an appalling start there for Owen Lewis. He's all the way down in 15th. And it looks like one of the drivers was unable to start the race. We'll see who it was. It was one of the Haas drivers. It's one of the Haas's that couldn't make it to the start. It was it was Tom Edwards. Tom Edwards not able to make the start due to technical issues. That is a real shame for him. But nevertheless, for running order at the end of lap 1, Wellington lead, Murray second, Hubert third, Bauer fourth, Taylor fifth, Jose sixth, Dixon seventh, Romano eighth, Ivan ninth, and Brendan rounding up the top 10 as Matt Dixon is battling with Romano for there. And oh, they both spin! Both Mercedes lucky to avoid that incident. Real shame for Polini, not what he would have wanted. Owen Lewis starting to make his way back through the field. Nobody going in for a pit stop on this occasion. That's interesting. That's interesting that nobody's going for a pit stop. First race I've seen where nobody is going in for a first lap front wing change. Wellington getting another fastest lap. And we've got a few drivers coming into the pits now. That it's Hazelwood and Romano. DRS is now enabled. Irving in the pits as well. Jorge McGregor and Tom Edwards both all being able to make it through, able to make up 8 places off the start. A great start from him. JBL with a time penalty. He's only lost 1 place off the start. Yellow flags in sector 2. It's Tom Edwards. What has happened to him? Oh, that's not what he would have wanted. That's something he really could have done without. And amazingly low front wing damage. Don Taylor, meanwhile, chasing down Hubert. Hubert will be out with a point to prove after what happened last night. Now Bauer and Owen Lewis battling meanwhile for that last point paying position. And Lewis forces Bauer into an error, going wide. Takes full advantage, and there you go. Romano with a time penalty. DRS wide open, and oh! Just like that, Owen Lewis came out of absolutely nowhere, and he just shot through. That was overtaken a half. Matt Dixon with a time penalty. Meanwhile, we've got Ivan and Rian battling for 6th place. Ivan got the advantage right now. There we go. And oh, that's one of the racing points going wide. That was Tom McGregor. Ivan still battling with Rian. There is Bauer in the pits, and oh, hang on a minute. What happened there? Confusion there, but nevertheless, Bauer the next in the pits. All happening right now. McGregor trying to get past Ivan. He's going to have the inside of that corner, and oh, and he spins! Not what he would have wanted. A 3-second penalty there. What else could he do? And Taylor still battling Hubert meanwhile. Got Taylor, Brendan and Hubert all in the pits now. pit stop race here. RVA in the pits as well. And it's a front wing change. They're all in for front wing changes in. And Taylor gets ahead of Hubert. Manages to get ahead of him in the pit stop. How crucial is that going to be for the results? A little further ahead, Rian still battling Ivan. And JBL wants a piece of the action. Is he going to get 2 for 1? Oh, it looks like he gets 1. Hubert's now got technical issues. Dixon now for 6th place. Jumbled up mess of a running order at the moment, and this actually happened in Singapore earlier today, where we had, for the first time in quite some time, we had a leader who wasn't a Red Bull, a Ferrari or a Mercedes, in the form of Antonio Giovinazzi for Alfa Romeo. Wallington in the pits meanwhile, but look at this. Jorge started 13th.
be back in a couple of minutes, folks.
Approaching half distance already. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car train, all battling for 8th place. And look at that! Three into one's not gonna go. Ivan, that's close. And Hazelwood gets through without much trouble. Ivan gets through, and Lee just lost two places in one corner. Not what he would have wanted. And it'll make that 3. JBL just got past him. That was horrifically not what he would have wanted. Flight in sector 3, and whoa! That's John Taylor! John Taylor's out of the race! At the final corner. There he goes. Really unlucky there. There's a real shame there. And oh, what's happened to Ivan? Looks like he spun it out of turns 4 and 5. Really unlucky there. Jorge in the pits meanwhile. Waddington and Lewis have a great battle on their hands. And oh, and Lewis goes wide. Waddington taking full advantage, forcing the mistake. We've got Ivan in the pits now. Surprised. And Javier with a time penalty. Owen still in DRS range of Waddington. Just can't quite close the gap right now. And Mare's in the pits now, which means Waddington's going to be in the lead. And is that spots of rain? It is spots of rain. We're going to get rain here. Oh boy, business just picked up here at the halfway stage of the race. This is going to be good. Everyone apart from Owen and Lee have made stops. But Mare, interestingly, the first to go onto the intermediates. Is that too early though? Is that too early to be going onto the intermediates? It definitely looks like it at this point. And it looks like it's Javier's gone onto the intermediates as well. But again, is it too early to go onto the intermediates? Ivan's coming in for intermediates. Waddington's coming in. The rain, oh look at that, the rain's coming down, and it's coming down hard. So probably an inspired choice from Will and Murray to go for the intermediates. Everyone else is going to start following suit. Owen's in the pits, Bauer's in the pits, which means Mare's going to be back in the lead of the race. Possibly. There he comes down the main straight. The yellow flags in sector 3, that'll be from people running wide because they are not on the right tyres. Everyone following suit. Jorge still in third. DRS has been disabled. There it is. Everyone's coming in now. JBL's in, Hazelwood's in, Romano's in, Irving's in, Dixon's in, McGregor's in, Lee's in, Brendan's in. Everyone's coming in for the intermediates. But Jorge, interestingly, the only driver to still be out on track. And there he goes wide, and he puts it in the wall. Oh my goodness me. Jorge, the only driver to still be on dry tyres on this wet track. And look at that, see, it is far too wet to be on dry tyres. Brandon with a time penalty, but Jorge somehow still in fourth. How has that happened? And Ryan and Bauer, they've made a mistake. Front wing change. That's going to be very costly for him. He was running as high as third, but now watch him start plummeting down the order. He is now down to 10th. And Matt Dixon, he goes past. Is Lee going to go past as well? Oh, it's going to be touch and go, but there he goes. From third down to 12th, an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster for Jorge. That's the sort of thing he really could have done without. A very inspired choice from Willem Mare to be the first to go onto the intermediates. And of course, DRS being disabled now, they will not be able to use that. They are going to need to do the overtakes on the track. And hang on a second. Rianne's had an incident. Whereabouts is he? There he is, just going around turns 10 and 11. And Jorge's out of the race! Jorge's out of the race! Whereabouts was that? There he is, he spun it, and he's put it into the wall at turn 10. Not his day at all. And it looks like with how bad it's getting in some people's eyes, he's decided to go onto the wets. Now, is that going to cause others to follow suit, or is it going to be a case of being too soon for the wets? It doesn't look like the rain's falling any harder at the moment. Irving with a time penalty. Murray's still keeping within touching distance of Waddington. He goes wide. Murray goes wide. Another half second on Murray. As we're approaching closer, and Murray goes wide again. Murray goes wide again. That's not what he would have wanted. Brendan's in the pits now, and it looks like the rain is getting heavier. Brendan onto the wets now. This is going to be interesting in the closing stages of this race. We're going to be on to lap 20 shortly. This is definitely getting interesting now. It looks like, yeah, there you go. The rain is getting heavier, but the question is it going to be heavy enough to go onto wets for everyone? Or are they going to brave it and go for intermediate? Murray is still dropping away from Waddington. So judging by that pace, Waddington is not going to have any issues with the wet weather conditions at the moment. Bauer in the pits now. And he too goes on to the wets. On the back of Wood, and look at maybe 2 meters. Oh, he right, penalty in the pit. And Murray to the lead from Murray. Any chance? To this. fight to go after this. Lead him. He needs 3 drives right now. So Van. Oh, the second. Oh, he just needs to find another 2 somewhere. Oh, turn as well now. It looks like these guys are going to be staying on the intermediate. Saving grace for Will and the 3-1 penalty. There's nothing for Waddington. He's been a very clean racer all day. Did a track warning. Will at 3 seconds. And Waddington. 3 laps to go. But Michael Mare, they need to build a 3-second gap to be able to maintain position on the track, and that's Harbier out of the race now. That would have been a spin and oh! Mare's in the wall! What a game changer that's gonna be! And he's out of the race! That is brutal for Will and Mare. Nobody would have wanted. And that means Lewis has to build a 3-second gap to Anthony Waddington to ensure he gets the race win. Got to come close. Gutted doesn't even come close. And Matt Dixon with another time penalty. Try as Lewis might, he's not able to shake Waddington off. And it means Owen Lewis, it means Waddington is going to get his 3rd win of the season because of Lewis's time penalties. JBL, technical issues. I'm lost for words. I'm absolutely lost for words. Waddington has the fastest lap of the race. That is not going to get broken, which means Waddington is going to keep that fastest lap. But will he get maximum points today? Into the penultimate lap now. We're going to be keeping with this battle for the remainder of the race. Irving Diaz getting into 5th. He spins. It looks like he spun it. JBL back into 5th. Irving's falling down the order. What's happened to him? Yeah, he did indeed spin it. To get another 1.8 seconds from this last lap. It's a tall order for Owen. But you never know, it could still happen. He could still get that win. This will only be his 2nd win of the season. Waddington chasing down his 3rd win of the campaign. Matt Dixon with another time penalty. What it'll mean with Waddington's win, he'll take another, and oh, there he goes, oh, almost gets past. 11 points the difference. Lewis will go down to 2nd with 18 points. It will be 8 points out of the championship. Waddington will be 3 points behind. He'll be 3 points behind with his 3rd win of the season. Tom Edwards with another time penalty. Here we go. On the final lap now. We're really low on fuel. It was a good call to stay on the intermediates. Here we go. We've got the top 2 now. Owen Lewis coming through. He's going to take the checkered flag. But Anthony Waddington is going to take his 3rd win of the season. And Waddington wins the French Grand Prix. Maximum points for Waddington today. Coming around the final sequence of corners now. Matt Dixon crosses the line, unserved penalty. Here's Rian, comes across the line. He completes the podium. Fantastic job by all our drivers today. Just waiting on the podium joining in. There they are, they're all here, but we'll wait for the podium to take place. So we've got a couple of drivers yet to cross the line. Romano will be the last driver to cross the line. Here he comes. 9th place for him. And there's your podium there. UK, USA and South Africa on the podium. 3 continents represented on the podium. So here we are with the podium. It is Rian in third, and in second place we've got Owen Lewis, our championship leader. But the man on the top step of the podium for the third time this season, Mr. Anthony Waddington. Anthony, big congratulations. Momentum seems to be on your side at the moment.
Yeah, I was aware of Owen and Willem's penalties, so I just eased off, didn't get into any battles I shouldn't have done just to wreck my own race. It's not worth taking a chance. So I just eased off, let him through, and just followed him. And hopefully I stayed with him, which I did.
So, rain coming down towards the end of the race, wet. What made you feel the right call was to stay on intermediates?
What I did, I stayed out until my engineer actually told me to change his strategy.
That's very interesting. And of course, with you mentioned...
Willem stopped.
Yeah.
Willem stopped soon as the rain started. I stayed out for an extra 2 laps, I think it were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just waited for my engineer to call me in.
Yeah, very good call there from the engineer. Props to him. So that means with this result on top of your fastest lap, that means there's only 3 points difference at the top of the championship now, heading into Austria next week.
It's gonna be. I reckon it's gonna go all the way. To be fair, there's some talented drivers in here, and with Willem getting added to mix as well, it's definitely gonna push me to the final race. Just like Owen's gonna push me, I'm gonna push them too as well.
That's what we like to hear. Anthony, thanks very much for your time and congratulations on your win today.
Thank you.
Owen, unlucky not to be able to take the win today, yeah, but it's another podium finish despite the time penalties.
Yeah, it was a interesting race. First lap was kind of mayhem. Willem hit me off the track, I spun around, hit a car coming in and broke my wing. So I for the first, I had half an orange wing. So when I pitted to go into I had to switch my wing out behind. But I was able to catch up, pretty happy with the second stint went. And we'll see what happens with the incident with to me, but I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with the race stewards on there. That one then. And despite the gap now being down to just 3 points, we heard Anthony say that he thinks the championship's going to go all the way. Do you think he'll be able to keep the lead up to that, right up to the season finale?
We'll see. I mean, we've been pretty close all season. And the 3 points, including the 18 I get from this race, that's still a 3 point. Because I'm pretty sure it was
the gap between you and Anthony in the championship prior to this race was 11 points. Anthony got 26 because he got the fastest lap. You only got 18, so that's 8 points difference. So that's why it's down to 3 points now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be close. The rest of the week is out.
Well, we certainly look forward to that. And congratulations again, place. Last but by no means least, it is Rian. Best qualifying performance in the world from you, though.
Yes, yeah, my second, I think it was the second run in Quali 3, got invalidated, so I was stuck on the first run with my used soft tyres.
And yet, despite that, you managed to get all the way to third place on the podium.
I don't know how it happened, I just avoided all the mayhem on the first lap, and then I think I spun out late in the race as well. And then I was back to 9th or 7th, and then everyone in front of me just pitted, so got lucky there. Yeah,
so with that podium under your belt, do you you think that's going to be good momentum for you heading into Austria next week?
Yeah, I'll certainly try to do my best. Austria is not one of my strong tracks, but I'll definitely try.
Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. So yeah, thanks very much for your time, guys, and congratulations again on your results.
Thank you.
Yep.
So there we go. That is it, and it looks like we've got Ben. We've got Ben now.
Yeah, I didn't mean to join this. I didn't realise it was the interview one.
Well, it says on my end, party is being broadcast. Excellent. So what do you hear after the interviews?
One, I obviously realised that was an interview. So the guy that got ladies, I can't pronounce his name, going to come along and say the last me and him all over each other, and it was really nice to have a good clean race against wet and not get taken out.
Well, I'm sure he will definitely appreciate that. So yeah, I'm gonna go get myself ready for my race, which is gonna be getting underway in about an hour's from now, and you can see that on the Extreme Racing League Twitch channel. But rest assured, the races will be on YouTube. The races will be on the Talk of the Devil League YouTube channel within the next 24 hours after the initial broadcast here on Twitch. So yeah, next week it's off. Next week it's off to Austria for the next round of the championship. And until then, it is good night from me. I'm gonna get myself ready for my race. And thanks for watching.